Hi all, good morning. This is Krishna Gadipe from the Women Who Code Hyderabad Rise Core team. Thanks for joining us today for this session on communication skills. Prior to proceeding with today's session, we just got few updates from the program perspective. Let me quickly go through the updates. The first one is with respect to the assessment. I hope everyone has taken up the assessment, and we'll be working on the next steps. The retrospective and felicitations call is scheduled on 8th of August, that is on Tuesday. The timings are from 11 to 12 noon. We request all the participants to attend this event. And then followed by, there is a tech session that is also primarily based on the communication skills itself. It is being hosted by the central team, wherein we have one of the speaker as our director, Saraswati Narayanan. I will be sharing the links to these two sessions in our current Zoom, and I request all the participants to please enroll and at the same time socialize it further and ensure that we have maximum participation with respect to these two events. So the other session that I was discussing is about become a speaker, tips to successful tech conference proposals. So the speakers we have Saraswati Narayanan, who is the current director for our Hyderabad chapter, and Anne Kilzer, the woman who code Tokyo Network director. So I think definitely it will be a wonderful session. And quickly moving on, let me share my screen for any questions as usual with respect to the assessment, certificates and everything. Please reach out to me or my colleague Rupanjali Mishra, and definitely we will be more than happy to help you. Let me share my screen. Rupanjali, can you please confirm you are able to view my desktop?
Yes, sir, I can see.
Great, thank you. Okay, Women Who Code is a worldwide not-for-profit organization. It's spread across more than 147 plus countries with a member base of 3,43,000 and still growing. Our mission is simple. We try to empower diverse women to excel in technology careers. And we envision a world where women are professionally represented as technical leaders, executives, founders, VCs, board members, and software engineers. The Women Who Code platform have a code of conduct. It treats each one of us as we are without any discrimination based on caste, creed, religion, region, gender, physical ability, or whatnot. All our events are intended to inspire women to excel in technology careers. We request all the participants to ensure that they adhere to the code of conduct while either in participating the events or when they are hosting the events. For the detailed code of conduct, we request to go through the below link. So all our events are hosted virtually, and this is the starting point, the meetup page. So the Hyderabad chapter got a meetup page. We request all the participants to socialize this platform and help others to attend these events which are beneficial to the women. And you need a working Zoom account for attending any of the events that are being hosted virtually. So certain quick facts about the Hyderabad chapter started in April 2021. Our current member base is more than 2,800 plus. So far, we successfully hosted 200 plus events. Our current directors are Saraswati Narayanan and Moses Selagala. And apart from that, we just got added Chavi Taneja and as well as Babita Kashyap. Definitely, we are going to introduce them in the upcoming call on 8th of August. And the Hyderabad chapter did a great job in 2022, and we bagged various awards in the leaderboard category, as you can see on the current slide. And the lead volunteers for this chapter, we have myself, Krishna Gadipe, and along with me, Rupanjali Mishra. So as I just reiterated, for any questions with respect to the programs, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you. So these are certain quick links using which you can definitely reach out to us. The first one is the meetup page and then followed by volunteering nominations. So it's a two-way platform. You can not only consume the content, but you can also contribute back to the community. So please feel free to fill out the form or reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to accommodate you. And the other channels are Twitter and Slack channel, and then followed by the YouTube channel. All of our sessions are recorded and they are uploaded for further watching as required. With that, let me quickly introduce today's trainer for our session. It's Rupanjali Mishra. Thank you, Rupanjali, for helping us on hosting this session on communication skills. I think like you don't need much introduction. You are part of this particular initiative since last 2.5 years, and you have been contributing immensely with respect to various programs that we have rolled out since last 2.5 years. And we are successfully completing the fourth batch in a row. And I definitely am very much positive. This session is going to help all the participants with respect to enhancing their communication skills. And with that, I would hand it over to Rupanjali. Rupanjali, I just need 2 minutes. When you are done with your session, I just want to add a couple of points with respect to what are the different platforms that are available for someone to enhance their communication skills. Over to you, Rupanjali.
Sure, Hari. Thank you so much, Hari. So I'll take up the sharing now. I'll stop your sharing and start sharing my part.
Your volume is low, Rupanjali.
Is it better now? Is my volume good?
I'm just checking. Give me a second.
Guys, can you confirm me if my volume is correct?
Yes. Now it's fine. Yes.
Fine. All right, sure.
No, it's so deep within, actually, Rupanjali. The voice is so deep. So it's so very deep within. We are not able to get a clarity of the voice.
All right. So this could be the problem with the headset. It's coming from the speaker directly. My headset is not getting attached to it. So shall I speak a little louder? Is that fine?
No, we do hear an echo. A slight echo is there in your voice.
What can I do? 1 minute. Hari, have you gone on mute? Yeah. So is the echo still now?
No, for me it's clear, Rupanjali.
So others, can you confirm?
I think someone else can confirm because it might be a problem with my side too. But if someone else can confirm, it would be better.
Still low only. Still echo also coming.
Echo is there and still low. All right. Give me a moment, huh? Let me connect. Is it better? Can you hear my voice properly?
Yes, Rupanjali.
Yes, it's better. Yes, better, Rupanjali.
All right. All right. So can you see my screen?
Yes, Rupanjali.
Yes.
All right. I'm just moving to the other slide. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So, yeah. Good morning, everybody. So, So far we have covered all the technical aspects which is needed for, to upscale or, revamp or start up your career. But along with the technical skill sets, we also need certain other life skill sets. Communication, for sure, we need that. So that's the reason we have come up with this session, and we have been conducting this session so far for all the participants in the Women Who Code Rise chapter. So as a ritual, we are also going to finish this for this part of this Python as well as SQL training which we have done. So on that said, we're not taking much more time of that. We'll start directly to the session. So as you can see, the PPT shows communications and life skills. So it should be a little bit of interactive session because as it says, it is communication. So I want all of you to share your thoughts, views, any suggestions, any real life experiences you've had so far, so that we can make it more interactive and move it forward. So I'll move to the next slide first. And I don't have a PPT in my system, so that's the reason I have to drag. I can't go one by one. So apologies for that. It's a very old laptop. All right, so first one is life skills. So under life skills, we have many things like presentation, time management, communication, conflict management, and social intelligence. So we all are seasoned, right? It's not that we are new joiners, we are a campus grad joining directly from a college. So we all have certain kind of experiences in terms of into a job, if not a particular corporate job, but certain other kind of jobs. So looking at this slide, can somebody tell me some important aspects why presentation skill is important? Anybody can unmute and just answer.
Yes, Rupanjali, I can.
Yeah, Vishaka, please.
So whatever work we are doing, so whatever the effort we are going to put in, so if we don't have presentation skills, it's going to be only a 50% award will be given or recognition.
Totally with you. Anybody else?
Like a first impression, can say.
Kind of. So first impression is the physical appearance, look alike of your thing, right? But
no, not only that. How can I say? I don't know. I don't know how to say. Not only physical appearance, I am saying.
The way of communication.
The way of introducing yourself or starting something.
Exactly.
All right, I'm totally with you. Yeah, that can also be counted for a presentation skill.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Yeah, time management is very important.
Absolutely. In presentation skills also, we need to have time management. In fact, we need everything inside a presentation skill also. We need time management, we need communication, we need social intelligence, and also conflict management, right? So supposing you're giving a presentation and you shared a view. So somebody from the audience stood up and he's not agreeing with your view, right? So there he starts to confront you. He's tried to oppose your view and started to give a negative or a second side of your view. So at that point of time, there is a conflict. So in between a presentation, that it also happens. So how we are going to manage that, how we are going to subside that, how we are going to de-escalate that also comes under a presentation skill. So all in all these things are packaged together. You can't say that I am good in time management but not in presentation skills. So it is a all in all package which goes through a particular bundle it goes through. So whatever everybody has mentioned, absolutely correct. So presentation skill is very important because I know what I mean I have an understanding of what I'm going or my knowledge. Okay, I know what I have learned so far, but if I'm not able to present the same thing to some third person, then my knowledge might not be of that fruitful. I should be able to present in such a way that I can help understand anybody who has an idea about it, who has zero idea about the topic which I'm going to discuss. So that is all about a presentation skill. And we have to make a presentation skill look so seamless and effortless that other can understand that he or she who is going to give, who is presenting something, is having a very good command over the particular topic which he is presenting. So that means we have to I recently heard a dialogue. A lot of effort goes behind to have an effortless presentation. So to give a seamless and effortless presentation, at the background, lot of efforts goes on. So that comes under presentation. what things we should look forward to have a better presentation skills? Any answers? So what are the suggestions or tips you're going to suggest somebody who is a new joiner or who is a grad or who is thinking to start a career after college? So what all tips and tricks you're going to share with them in terms of presentation skill? Anything? I mean, is it okay if I don't come prepared for a presentation? Like today I have a presentation, right? I'm presenting a skill. So this is also a presentation skill, right? So is it okay if I I'm not prepared if I come like that and start looking blank?
We need to come
Right.
up with an agenda. What's the agenda of the presentation, first of all?
Okay.
And then we can move with the our introduction and what's the
All right.
problem statement. Then we can also include our team members in our presentation. We can introduce them as well, who all have contributed, and then we can move ahead with the steps that we
All
need to follow.
Yes, and also we should know the audience also.
Absolutely correct.
Because
So in addition to
without
that, also mental
yeah.
preparedness is important.
Absolutely.
The mental preparedness of the situation, what is happening, what is going to happen.
And
Okay.
also know
Next.
your content or subject also. Like what
Yes.
you're presenting. Keep the presentation very engaging.
Yes. So you have it all. So you have said it all. So I'll just summarize whatever you have said. So I should have a thing for you to, point it out like a PPT. I have a PPT, right? So that you can relate to what I'm saying. So I should have something to show you. That should be a part of a presentation skill. I, as a speaker, should be confident about my topics which I'm sharing. Number 2. Number 3, as an audience, I should be knowing that what is my audience, what is the requirement of an audience. Am I catering? Is my presentation, is my topic, is my content helping the audience? Yes, no, maybe. So accordingly, I should make my content, I should know my audience, and I should always be having a I should be prepared, I should be thorough with my slide. I should not be reading the slides and then, oh, what should I tell on this particular point? I should have a proper homework done about the topic which I'm presenting to you, right? So that all stacks up into a presentation skill. And most important, I should be able to communicate to you, and whatever I'm saying to you, you should be able to understand that. That is the most important thing of a presentation skill. So one moment, guys. Apologies. Yes. So that all makes a good presentation skill package, I would say, which you all have said it very well. So going forward, when you are having a presentation, check mark all those points and see whether you have covered all the points or not. And also there can be a back questions also, so which you might be prepared, which might not be prepared. Like you might ask me some questions which I'm not aware of it, so which is always good, which is always fine, right? We can't know everything. So in that case, what you're going to do, we are not going to try to defend ourselves. Oh, I think I knew that, but no, I don't have to defend myself. If I don't know, that's absolutely fine. So with great politeness, I can say that I might not be having much knowledge on that particular topic, but I can get back to you. So saying that particular statement is enough. You can take the details of the particular person who has asked the question and you can get back to that person, but do make sure to get back to that particular person. That shows your commitment towards the particular presentation as well as to the particular person who has asked you the question. So all that comes under a presentation skill. We are good with presentation. You there with me, guys? I can't see you. I can only see your names.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
We are
yes.
good.
Thank you so much. If you want, you can turn on your video absolutely voluntarily. At least I'll see somebody's face. I'm just looking at myself. I'm just mirroring myself, seeing myself and talking. But again, absolutely up to you. No forcing. We'll go to the next topic, which is called time management. Is a presentation skill okay without time management?
No.
No. No.
Yes. So I can't go on talking entirely for the day for a particular topic, right? I should have a time constraint. I should know, I should respect the time of the audience. I should respect the time of myself also, and have some time management skill to finish something in certain amount of time, not like stretching, dragging it beyond certain point. So time management also accounts for a good presentation skill. Next, communication. How important is communication? I would like to hear from you. I just don't want to talk. I've been speaking for the last 15 minutes, so I want you to tell me how important is communication as a life skill for presentation skill.
Without communication, we cannot share our knowledge. So knowledge sharing, communication
Yes.
is nothing.
Correct. So should I use normal English, or should I start using some jargons and heavy words, which is okay for you?
Normal English, because in audience many categories, right? So some can understand, some cannot, right?
Right, Kalpana. So I should avoid using complex jargons, or some words which are very difficult. I mean, you have to search a dictionary to find the meaning of that particular word. So I should be using simple, plain English, which can cater the purpose, right? I just want you to make you understand what is communication. So I should not be using heavy words or jargons to confuse you. So it's better to use plain, simple English for a communication. The purpose of communication is what I am telling you are able to understand. That is the main purpose of communication. So that is enough. If the bridge is the gap in between me telling and you listening is close enough by you understanding, that is more than enough for a communication skill. I don't have to speak super different alien language, heavy words or jargons. All right. Conflict management. What is conflict management, guys?
When the ideas of two people doesn't same, there is a conflict between them.
When there's a conflict in the
opinions.
Right, Vandana and Anita also. So what are you going to do, or what are you going to suggest me or anybody when we are in a situation where conflict might arise?
We should politely, I guess, try to clear our point, and then we cannot say that your point is wrong. We can say that, sir, I'll do some more research on it, and I'll get back to you. This is what we can do it again.
Right.
We should
Right.
listen actively and don't make words like which are hurtful to others like that.
Don't hurt sentiments, don't hurt the egos.
Yes.
Correct, Marin. Right. Anybody else?
Without opposing others, you have to tell your point strongly first.
Absolutely. Any new names who want to share conflict? I mean, it's quite obvious, right, in a day-to-day thing.
Misunderstand.
Sorry, can you repeat the question, Rupanjali? I missed some part.
Okay, so I said, what happens if there is a conflict? What are tips and suggestions you're going to give to avoid a conflict?
Yes. First of all, there should be equality. Each and every speaker and audience should get a good opportunity to put their own points as a speaker as well as a listener. So that will also help to reduce the conflict.
Yes.
Rupanjali, I think we shouldn't take things personally, and we should get the focus on the issue, but not on the person's traits and all those. We should focus to that particular issue. Is the main thing, I think.
Right, Ramya. We should not be carried away. We should not, be judgmental.
Judgmental, and it should not based on we shouldn't take the previous things, everything.
We should not think about past. उसने मुझे ऐसा कहा था और उसी की वजह से he might be telling me now. So we should not think like, we should not mix things while we are doing.
We should be focusing on only one thing. What we are talking, we should focus on that thing.
main.
Right.
First
So
we
So
have
always,
to
issues with the solving
yeah,
the
so
issues
always
should
try
be the
to
main
put
thing. Main thing, I think so. Solving the conflict should be the main thing rather than the remaining all things. Is the main focus should be done.
right. So now, like you have said me the tips
So
and
I
tricks.
have another point.
Mhm.
Rupanjali, I have so always try to put yourself in others' shoes before you approach any problem. Or before arriving at any conclusion, always try to put yourself in others' shoes, which will help us to deal with the conflict in an easy way.
Absolutely correct, Ramya. So try to understand from the other angle also. There might be a other side of the coin.
Yeah,
which
this is
means we
Vishaka,
have
not
to
Ramya. It was Vishaka.
Oh, sorry, Vishaka. Yeah, thank you. It was a good point.
we
So
have
what
to
if
listen others first actually before.
right, Kalpana? So now that you have said me so many points, so what if I'm not getting carried away, and I'm not getting judgmental. I'm not putting past things, and still I'm looking at others' perspective. Still, then I'm having a conflict. What can I do?
Drop the issue for some time and then get back if possible.
Give some time.
Yeah, right.
Give some time. Yeah, this is the most important thing. It happens sometime, right? Both of them are correct, but we don't know which one is good, but little more correct than the other one. Yes.
Yeah, we always find ourselves to be right everywhere.
Very correct. We feel we are only the right person. That's correct. All right, guys. Yeah, thank you so much. Whatever you have mentioned actually fits into conflict management and what we can do to avoid a conflict management. Truly, you have nailed it. You have put all the points. I am not left with any other points to share. So you have only discussed this, and we are good with conflict management. Next is social intelligence. What is social intelligence?
So manners,
Hmm.
social etiquettes, meeting etiquettes, you can say.
Right. So social etiquettes, public etiquettes, how to deal with publicly, how to deal with people, how to interact with people, how to make good connections. When we say right, get socialized, um, expand your network. That's what is social intelligence also. So when we say expand your network, don't go to people whom you don't know, total strangers. So that also accounts for other type of social intelligence, which includes other things. So when we say social networking, it's like people in your network, like somebody who's looking for a job, somebody who is interested in Python, somebody who is working in your same company, somebody who is having same interest, something in common, but then he's little, you don't know that person, but you have some common interest. Then you start to connect with that people, and how you connect with that people, how you expand that network, how that network can be helpful to you, that all includes in a social intelligence cadre. All right, so we are good with this 5 life skills. Shall we move to the next one? I'm into the next slide.
Yes.
Okay, this one is interesting. I'm not going to talk about it, right? You all have given so many interviews, so you can only tell me what all are different interview skills. I have written down the points though, but we can discuss. So how important is communication for an interview skills? Anyways, communication is important for everything, not only for interview, for social intelligence, for presentation, for everything. Communication is very important for day-to-day communication, so that you can have a proper clarity between two person, that can be at home, at office, or your friend circle. So communication always plays an important role. The more better and the clarity you communicate, the things get easier and get done quickly. So
Yes.
no doubts in saying that communication is the most important thing in interview skills. Anybody has anything to add?
Yeah, it speaks about your confidence, like when you're telling about yourself.
Right. So do you think confidence is somehow related to your expertise or knowledge to that particular thing? It can be anything. It can be technical, non-technical, household chores. It can be cooking. It can be anything. So does confidence comes with that thing also? or it can come
Yes.
like that?
No, yes. Your expertise and skill, if whenever you have expertise and skills, your confidence is automatically, boost. That shows that you are aware, you are, keen to that particular subject or matter and interested. So that will help, that is the way you show, you represent yourself. So obviously both points are related.
Right. So these are interrelated actually. But then, there are certain cases wherein a person is very good technically, knowledge wise, but then is not able to express. So there lies the problem of communications. So we have to be like, I mean, it's a two-sworded, two दो धारी वाली तलवार जो बोलते हैं ना, both edges are sharp. So if you're good in some technical expertise, you need to have your communication strong. You need to make your communication strong so that you can express yourself and others can know that, hey, this particular person is good in so and so thing. So communication and knowledge, they are like, they're interrelated. Somehow they are not somehow, actually they're interrelated. Knowledge about anything plus communication, it's both of them goes as a pack and pack. I mean, they are like in a package only, we can say that. All right, next is resume writing skills. So I hope everybody has a resume still now, right? You must have created your own resume or profile or portfolio, or what to say, what are the other words we use for resume?
CV.
CV, curriculum vitae, correct. So what all things we should be putting in a resume or a CV? Can I put, I love watching Chota Bheem. I like to clean my house. I want to keep the bed tidy. So can I add all these things in my resume? Does it make sense?
No.
So what all things I should be adding? I think I should be adding, or you think should be adding in general?
We should add our skills that we have worked on, the knowledge we have gained. Even if we have a career break or some kind of other thing, we need to use that, how we can show ourselves in a positive way so that other can understand what during my career break, or that person has did some good work, and he or she worked on her skills in order to come back to the workforce. So you need to showcase your skills.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So if in case like there is a career break, which maximum of women have that, I also had a career break. So we should specifically mention that, like from this date to this date, I was on a mat leave. From this date to this date, I was on a sabbatical leave. Because there is no problem in taking a break, but we should be honest about. We should not, we should not goof about that break. Or मैंने break नहीं लिया था, मैं तो कुछ course कर रही थी and all these things. We should be honest about what all informations and facts we are giving in the resume. And everything should be correct, dot on time, and no slightest changes or mistakes or additions. For example, 10th May you got something like 70%, so put 70%. There is no harm in 70%, right? Who says that only 70% people are not good, only 90% people are good? That mark is nowhere related, right? So whatever numbers and facts you have, just put it accurately. No goofing around. Don't change the context, don't change anything. And how much ever expertise you have in a particular thing, like I am a beginner in Python, mention beginner. So whenever they ask like in Python, what all I've just started, I can write a simple code. I don't know those other complex, I don't remember, I don't recollect though. So I can't write a complex query. I can write simple commands on the Python and do something. So you have to be very honest, give proper facts, and if there is a gap, mention the gap properly. And the most important thing in a CV is your personal information, like not height, age, no, your personal information, like your email account and a working phone number, because if anybody is trying to contact you, they will use those 2 points to reach out to you. So make sure your phone number is accurate, working, and you have a workable email ID. So those two are the important things in a resume, right? Agree?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Right. So next is teamwork. So teamwork is nowhere related with interview skills, but then teamwork in general is important. But then the other point, which is email writing. Email writing is important. So teamwork and email writing, they are nowhere. They're not much related to interviews. Okay, so they can be related after you are joining a company. If not a company, you are doing some courses, you're trying to write a leave letter to your manager, to your supervisor, your teacher, or your lecturer. So all these things comes into picture when we are into, not in the interview skills, but after your interview is done, you are into some particular position, particular place where you are working. So teamwork is important for sure. That's why we have Team India, right? We have cricket, wherein various people have various flavors. They have various expertise, and together they form a very strong team. So you might be good in Python, I might be good in Excel, somebody else might be good in some other thing. So we together form a very good team who can present a particular project. You can do the back-end coding, I can do the testing, somebody can do the presentation. So together we form a very strong team. So in that context, teamwork is very important. So here also we are having a teamwork, right? So wherever I'm telling out any point, you are suggesting me some idea, somebody else is putting some his or her thoughts. So we are, as a teamwork, we are trying to learn on this particular topic, right? So teamwork makes dream work comes true. That's a tagline which I always know. So in teamwork, one important thing comes into picture. What is that? We just covered in the previous slide. It's conflict, right?
The conflict.
Conflict
Right.
management.
Absolutely. So we
Yes,
are
yes.
various people, different background, different way of thinking. So there might be a conflict. So the actual conflict picture comes there. So there we have to use all the tips which we have discussed so far to de-escalate a conflict and work as a team and deliver the highest quality product. It can be anything, right? It can be a project, it can be something your work demands, something, right? So all that can come true with a teamwork. Next is email writing. We all know emails, right? We can categorize email as personal email, professional email. So in a professional email, what all things I should consider or should take care before clicking the send button?
Subject needs to be very clear and precise.
Right.
Include all the, all the people which is related to that subject or email.
Okay. Check your to list. You're sending it to the correct audience or not. Okay. Anything else? Thank you, Swati, for switching on your video. I think you turn it off back. No worries. Thank you again for turning it on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anything else?
If any attachments are attached, we need to once cross check it.
Right. So is it okay if I write a picture story in the email? A big picture story. Thank you, Vandana. So is it okay if I write a picture story? अभी कौन सा picture recent गया है? Rocky Rani की प्रेम कहानी. Should I write a picture story in the email? Is it okay to write it? No, right? I should not be writing a picture story, na? So my intent audience to whom I'm sending the email will start yawning. What is there in the email? I'm not getting anything in this email. So I should be very specific. Pointers, if it is a long email wherein I have many things to add, I can put it pointers wise. Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. And sometimes we can highlight also some facts, figures, numbers we want them to see, we want to stress, we can highlight those, right? We can just bold them, color code them, something that can be eye catchy. And always have a header like to hello, how are you, good morning, and should also have a what is that called, bottom, regards, thank you and regards. That should always be there. Sincerely, we used to write like sincerely. We are not like sincerely in our emails now. We can write thank you, regards, Rupanjali Mishra. We can write in that way. So that is the important thing. And if there is an attachment, just closely see to that you don't miss an attachment. Do your spell check. It's very easy nowadays with all this new formation of Microsoft 365 coming. So you can have your spell check, grammar check. If I missed any attachment, everything can be done check. Only thing is we should make sure we are checking all this point. So those are important thing in a professional email, and try to be precise, to the point, and the subject should be eye-catchy so that the audience intends to open it. It should not that he skips it or put it in his some other folder. Okay. So those are some of the things under this particular slide. We'll move to the next one. Okay. Pre-interview preparation. I don't know why I've kept it blank, or it is in the next slide. I have kept it blank purposefully. Pre-interview preparation. What all can I fit in here in this slide? I can go like this without getting prepared for the interview.
Maybe rehearsals. So many. We should prepare ourselves for the introduction. Also, we should speak in front of mirror or something else. We need to prepare for that, right?
Right. So we should be highly prepared. I can't say you should not be prepared. You should be highly prepared for your interview. Slightest to slightest questions. I'll say how I prepare for my question. First question they will ask you, that introduce yourself. From there, the interview begins, you know. So they don't have to look at your resume, which we just talk about, right? There might be people who see the resume and start asking questions, but there are like 99% of people who will ask you question from what you say. Like, I'll introduce myself. I'm Rupanjali Mishra. I'm 15 years experience in IT industry. I have worked in data warehousing. There from the interview start. Okay, in data warehousing, what have you worked on? Do you know what are data marts? Did you have worked on any model? Did you work on any model dimensions, facts? So what is the Snowflake? So interview starts from there. You know, they don't have to look at your resume. So there is the catch. So we should prepare our introduction in such a way that you know from which all point the next question might come, so that you are prepared for that question also. So the most difficult part of interview is introducing yourself, because that will decide the fate of your interview for the next 30 minutes. So be prepared for that. If needed, write it down, mug it up so that you can understand which all important points you have, you know, that can be taken into account for asking the next follow-up question by the interviewer. And then be specific on your skill sets which you have done. If any volunteering activities you have done, that also showcase your leadership quality, you know, how you can take care of an entire group. So that also shows your leadership and management skills. So do say all those things in the interview. That also adds an impact. So we are experienced, right? We can have a number of instances where we have encountered such kind of things, right? So whenever a campus grad joining from a college into a job life first time, they might not be having much experience, right? But they might have worked on all these things, this volunteering activity, working with an NGO, or, you know, supporting some college fest, arranging some events. So those things you should always tell in an interview. That also adds a different flavor to that. So all this on the interview skills, pre-interview preparations. So we all know the different modes of interview, right? So, and depending upon the mode of interview, our body language should reflect whether we are confident, whether we are thorough with our knowledge, thorough with a particular subject, and whether we are nervous or not. So all these things we can very well say from the mode of interview. So various mode of interviews are there. Initially, it was face-to-face, wherein physically we need to be present in that particular interview locations. COVID has taught or given us a new mode, that is virtual mode. Nowadays, it is semi-virtual. So first round will be like over phone. Second can be kind of virtual. And then the third one will be a face-to-face interaction kind of thing, right? So these are the various modes of interviews that are happening so far. And in various mode of interviews, we have to take care of all these things, like, you know, face-to-face. So our mode of interview, what is this mode of interview, I should say? So we are on a virtual mode. Still then you people can see me. So what is this kind of mode, I should say? It's also virtual, right? Because here you can see me. You can see my body language. You can see my eye contact, my throw, my communication. You can judge me, right? So this is a virtual mode. It is kind of semi-virtual, right? You can see me. I'm at my place, you're at your place, but then we can see each other. This is a virtual mode. Face to face is like you go to that particular person and you talk that. And then telephonic is like we do a telephone connect, right? It's very it's another mode of interview. So in telephone communication, the person can't see you, so you should be very much you should have a proper clarity of your communication. You should use proper words so that the person on the other side doesn't confuse you, because sometimes we say यार मैं बहुत ठीक हूँ, but might be my body language is like I'm happy, but I told in a different way. So by seeing me, the person can understand ki what is the body language of me. So telephone mein the person can't see you. So that's the reason we should be very much, it's very important in the communication part when we do on a telephonic interview. Baki you see, right? So if at all you are going on a physical interview, face to face interview, what all things we should take into consideration?
We should be on time, number one. We should know the place where we are going. We should know about the company, whom we are going to meet, and we should carry a copy of a resume.
Appropriately dressed according to the position you are applying.
Right. So all the things are mentioned here on a physical or face-to-face interview. And on a virtual interview, is there anything I should take care of it?
Background should be checked. Background.
Online, yeah, we should have
Internet connectivity point should remain same, except one thing is you should check the internet connectivity and all the setting technical issues should be resolved in advance before the meeting start.
Absolutely. No background noise, okay? So go to in a room so that somebody's not knocking. Visible. Mummy, I need this. Mummy, I need that. We should avoid that, right? We should go into such a place to avoid zero distraction or zero background noise. That is most important for us, okay? Because we are the people most wanted people, right, of the house. Everybody looks for us. Yes, so we have covered it all on a virtual, on a face-to-face. So what all things we should consider or take care, right, before starting or taking up an interview. Personality trait. So what is personality trait? I've mentioned some points for you to I mean, if you're not understanding what can be a personality trait, so by this point, can you just let me know what is personality trait?
Each and every individual has its own personality trait, and it's a positive, assertive, or more hopeful person, like that. So this is, you are, whenever you start talking, your personality trait reflects in your communication. This is what I understood.
Right. So personality is how people perceive you, how people look at you. That can also be a personality, right? So I know you as a very inquisitive person who is always asking questions, curiosity about all the points which we discussed. So that is your personality. So you are very much curious. You wanted to know something beyond what I say. So that is your curiosity attitude. You have a curiosity personality, I can say that. So that is a personality. Optimistic, very positive. So whatever be the thing, you always give a positive answer. If there is a negative situation also, you try to find out a positive answer or a positive situation or a positive mindset. So that is also a personality. Positivity, optimistic, loyalty. Whatsoever, we are not going to betray that particular thing or betray that particular person. So whatever comes, we are going to give 100%. So whatever storm or thunder comes, now I am going to attend this particular meeting because I have given my word. I should be present there. So that shows my loyalty towards that. Self-confidence. What is self-confidence? I don't have to define the word self-confidence. Openness is like, even though my idea was not accepted, but I agree to whatever ideas or suggestions you have given. I am open to others' ideas, other suggestions, other ideas, point of view. So that also shows openness. Assertiveness is saying the thing in the right way without hurting anybody's emotions or feeling. That is assertively putting something in a very, that is a part of communication also, I would say. Properly, clearly communicating something and making others understand. So that is also assertiveness. So these are some of our personality trait which we all have. You can try to explore what kind of personality you have in yourself and what all things you need to improve. We can always, like, there is always a scope of improvement for everybody, right? So we can work on that side. STAR technique. So STAR technique is like, you are into a situation, you are given a situation, how you're going to come out of the situation or write some result or give us some output. So we can use the STAR technique. So stars, I mean, the word acronym STAR has a thing towards it, like S stars, S as in situation, T as in task, A as in action, and R as in result. So you have been given a situation. In that situation, you have a particular activity to do. And that particular activity, what is exactly is your action item, and what after doing that particular action item, what will be the output you're going to get that. So we usually use the STAR technique in our I won't say day-to-day scenarios, we never use, but you can always put that in a day-to-day scenario. So you are given into a situation. I'll give a very typical situation, right? So what is the situation? You have to um, you have to be present in a particular presentation, or you have to be present in a particular situation in the morning hours. When I say morning hours are very peak hours for us, right? Because we have many things to do apart from ourselves, right? So what can I do? The situation is in the peak of morning hours, I have to attend a particular meeting. So what can I do? The situation is this. So what task I should be doing to put things at to put myself or to be present in a meeting? So I should be doing my things, doing some background homework, keeping some things ready the day, the night before, when the presentation is. I should keep all the things which I need to cook. I should keep all the things needed for my kids. I should keep all my presentation ready and my laptop charged and everything. Okay. So I should be a little early. What is an action item now? Action is like, how should I deliver? How should I deliver that particular thing? Is that I need to wake up a little early, and I have done some homework in the last previous night to get things done properly, correctly at time in the morning. That is action. And the result is my kids went to school, my cooking is finished, and yet at morning 7:30 I'm able to attend my meeting which I was supposed to do. So this is like, for every particular situation you can put the STAR technique and see what results or outputs you're trying to get on that. So that is a STAR technique. You can try to implement that, see how it is working to you. Okay, that's all about STAR technique. Okay, decoding success. So we know this, we all knew these things, right? So pre-interview, during the interview, and post interview. So we discussed about before interview, during the interview. What is this post interview etiquettes?
Sending thank you note in
Writing
time.
writing a thanking email to the HR manager.
Yes, that can be an
Then
important.
can you do that?
Yes.
Follow up email.
Mm-hmm.
If we receive an email, do a follow up. If there is anything, any points we can improve on our past interview, we should ask the improvement points. So it will help for the next interview, even though it is a rejection. So your reply should be in a positive way in the follow-up interview.
Absolutely. So this I was not aware. So I learned it last 3-4 years back only. I learned that there's a post interview etiquettes. So after the interview is done, we can drop a note to the HR, to the person who has conducted my interview. Even though we are not selected, also they can consider you, seeing your behavior or attitude, they can consider you for some other roles, right? So this is an important thing which I learned a little late, but then it's never late, right? We can utilize it at any point of your time. So yeah, make sure to add this. This adds a lot of social intelligence, networking, and a lot of positive attitude, and helps you to get the next level. All right, interview mistakes. So I have mentioned some of mine. What are your interview mistakes you have done?
My mistake, I personally felt that I immediately jump into the answer. So I felt next time I have to, we have to think little bit for a second or 2-3 seconds, assemble all points in your mind and then answer the question.
Right. Don't jump into answers. Take your time to think and then answer. Okay. Well done, Swati. Anybody else want to share your interview mistake?
Yes, Rupanjali. So what happens is when you are asked a question, so what I end up doing is I end up saying all the points relevant to the topic instead of answering to the point. So finally, I forget whether I answer to the question or not. So that's what happens. So that is something which I have to work on.
Okay. Answer to the point. Okay. Think before answering and then answer to the point. All right. Any other mistakes anybody has done?
Before finishing the question, we'll start the answer, right? So that thing should not do.
Okay. Let the interviewer finish his question. So the question might be going in a different direction. You answered something else, right? Okay. Okay. 3 points taken. Anything else?
Feeling nervous and not able to answer properly.
Yes, agree with her. Even my point was that.
The answer we know will be answering in a different way because of that nervousness.
So what can we do to, rest of the 3 also we can do something, right? To avoid. Anyways, first we'll discuss about it. First we'll find out all the mistakes. Then we can find a way to avoid such situations. Any other mistakes?
The panic situation can, when the interview starts, we start getting panic, right? So that panic creates anxiety level. It increases the anxiety level, which we can say later on it affects our interview. Has a bad impact, can create a bad impact.
Guys, 1 minute. Huh? Right. So to avoid panic, what we can do is we can drink water, take a pause, and then we can answer maybe. So that can avoid panic situation. And nervousness, that we can avoid maybe by coming a little early to the venue and feel little comfortable and drink a glass of water and get acquainted with the place and have a deep breath, and then maybe that anxiety, the nervousness might go away. And then when we enter the room, there might be anxiety, but then you can take a break and pause and answer the question. So it's not that rapid fire round to hota nahi interview mein. They ask you question, you can take a pause and then answer, right? Any other interview mistakes?
Yeah, whatever they say, obey with them. Like if whatever they say, we should milana. We don't have to do that, right? We can say no to such things, right?
Yes, definitely we can say no. If something we are not aware of it, we can say no, and we can always say in a positive way that we can start working on that side also. In case you know that because of that particular reason you are not getting through, so you can always take it as a positive way and start working on that side. So that is also one way. Any other thing?
So we are in a break right now. So in the interview, so there's definitely a question about the break. So how about prepared we are? So what happens is when this question about the break is rising, so there is a small setback in our preparation, or the confidence level just comes down a little bit when there is a question about the break. So so this is just, so what can we do about it, Rupanjali?
Vishaga, right?
Yes, Vishaka.
Yeah, Vishaga. So first of all, we should not feel bad of taking a break, right? So we are multitasking. So we have taken a break because we want to focus something at that point of time, which is important, right? So now you are stepping back from that and you're coming back to your work thing. So if somebody asks you about like, why do you take a break? Like, I need a break for supporting my family, which was needed at that point of time. So now everything is settled. So now I'm back to my workforce. So they might be asking you like, you are say 10 years behind. So what have you done to, speed up yourself? Yeah, so during my, so I've already started. So maybe at that 6 months of gap, you might not have taken any courses, or you might not have opened your laptop. It happens for new mothers. I didn't open my laptop though. So it's very common, it's very obvious we needed that break for certain thing which is priority. And after taking that break, I've started working on learning this and this thing to speed up myself. And I'm a very fast learner, and I can cope up and start learning. I can stretch to mark that level by doing some studies beside my work, so that I can pace myself and bridge in that gap. So first of all, that is in our mind. Nobody will make you feel guilty until you feel it. So why are we feeling bad that I have taken a break? We needed a break because I need a break. That's it. Pause. Period. So why are we feeling bad? We should not feel
No, it's
bad,
not.
first of
It's
all.
actually not about feeling bad. Like we had some priorities that time, so we had to go
Yeah,
to that priority. And
exactly.
now, yeah, now this is a priority. But when that question arises in the interview, so what happens is my mind becomes preoccupied with that question when the next questions follow. So why do I have to change?
That's what it's in our mind. I feel that I have taken a break, which is bad. That's why when that question is coming, I'm answering in a half-heartedly, and then my mind is getting diverted to that. It's because I am feeling it in that way. So you should tell yourself that what you have done is correct at that point of time, and what I am doing is correct at this point in time. I want to scale up now. At that time, I have taken a break. Now I want to scale up. That's it.
Yeah, you
All
can
right.
you
Yeah,
can
thank
make
you.
the sentence. You can say like that. Even though I have taken a break, I have upgraded my. I have utilized that time in volunteering to the schools or libraries, or supporting any other communities. Like that, you can make your sentence. Even though
Right,
you have
Yes.
Swati?
taken a break, yes,
Yeah,
But
but
thank
what
I
you.
if
have learned
somebody
new
has
technology. I have supported my children in their studies.
Yes, thank you.
right?
Thank you, Swati.
We can say that, but I was telling somebody who has not done anything for the 6 months. We don't
Oh,
open laptop also for those 6 months. I
yes.
have not touched my laptop. So it was
Yes.
some antivirus was not upgraded, so many things happened. So we have that situation, right? We don't even look at this laptop bag. Laptop kholna to dur ki baat hai. Zip tak we have not opened, right? So in that case, we have not opened it because at that point of time, something else was more priority, right? So now I have
Yeah.
come, I have started, my 6 months is over. I have started to learn some new things so that I can pace up with this new technology world. I can bridge in that gap. That's it. So
Yes.
it's only
Yeah,
within me, I can say
maintaining.
that.
Yeah, so maintaining the energy level is important. I
Yeah,
guess.
absolutely. So we are
Yeah,
coming with a
thank
full
you.
force.
Definitely, yeah.
So my purpose is only that, right? I want you to come back with a full force and full energy. You should not feel
Yeah,
that
so
I'm 10 years behind. No, we are not 10 years behind.
yeah, so far so good actually. Thank you.
Welcome, Vishaka. All right. So now that interview mistakes are done, we have cleaned the interview, we have cleared it, and now we have joined. All right. So now we have to learn the workplace culture. So what all different things you expect when you join a company? Team wise, not don't say me I need lifetime policies. Don't say me, I have no control on that, right? So what all workplace colleague wise, culture wise you need when you are joining a company?
Rupanjali, before moving to this question, I have one question. See, I am confident to come back to the workforce. But here my question is, if someone want to pivot from her previous, field. See, here my field is finance, but now I want to make my career in a finance and technology. Like in a bank, I want to, go to the field where finance is also there, but I will use technology like Python, data analytics, and all those. So my past experience doesn't have any this the role experience which they are expecting. So how to answer that question if my resume doesn't have the those skills, and I am in a learning stage and I want to pivot my career to the technology. So how shall I mention that point in entire interview somewhere that I am confident and comfortable to take that challenge?
All right. So you are an SME of finance. You are a subject matter expert of finance. You have
Yes.
financial background. You have done some job related to finance. I don't know much. I don't know if you say me, I'll say costing, chartered accountant. Okay, I don't know much on that. So I have this finance knowledge. Now I want to add a technology touch towards that. So I am a financial expert. I have worked on so and so domains in the finance. I have done this things on finance. Now I wanted to have a technology into that, so that's the reason I've started working on how to use Excel for financial matters, how I can use Excel to create small reports. I've also tried to learn Python, which can help me to analyze my financial data. So this is how I have started, so that I can be kind of into a technological world with financial knowledge. So this is what I have started doing it. You can say it in this way. And definitely the answer will be yes, because subject matter expert is more important. Technology anybody can learn at any point of time, but we should be very thorough about the process. That's why, see, when we are starting when we started, as a campus grad, when I started, they always asked me to be technological oriented. You should be able to do this in this particular informatica or your cognos jo bhi tool was been given to us, right? They were asking us to be in that way. Slowly, so initially, because we can understand and relate that जो भी दिया जाता है ना, जल्दी से फटाक से finish करो and go away. We don't have that stability, don't have that patience at that point of time. Slowly as we grow up the ladder, they say us to understand why you are doing this. What is the background towards that? Understand the process. So everything comes with your time, age, maturity, and experience. So now that you have into a certain stage where you're called as an SME means you have invested so much of time into that particular uh, finance for your domain. So you have invested so much of time, you know the in and out of finance. You are the subject matter expert for finance field. Now you want to add a technology which you can learn in any point of time. There is no constraint. Knowing the process, why we are doing it, how we are doing it, we can do it, right? By adding a technology, even though, for example, you are not able to do it, but you have the process knowledge, right? You can take some technical expertise and do it. You know what needs to be done. How part, leave it to the technology people, right? But anyways, having said that, you can do a technology. That technology learning does not take time. Process learning, understanding the process or domain expertise needs a lot of time, which you already have, right?
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Workplace culture. Yeah, tell me what all you're expecting when you're joining a company. Maybe
Yes.
collaborative, supportive, helping, most important, respect. What else? These are things are coming to me. Inclusive, everybody been given the same platform or same level. No, disparity or any kind of disparity. And what all I mentioned here? Trust, respect, trust. Those two things come to me. Collaborative, supportive, caring, adapting. You've been adapting to the corporate culture. And playfulness, little light fun. There should be always a playful side of us. Cooperative, welcoming. So all is mentioned here in the slide, right? So all in all, we need a place wherein we can grow, we can have fun, at the same time we have some respect, and the same is been expected from you to give to others. It should be mutual, right? It's not that you only getting it and not giving to others. It should be mutual, giving respect, supporting, caring, everything. Video off कर दे नहीं आज ही था. This happens when you're at home. All right, so this was the last slide, I think. Right, yeah, this was the last slide though, but then the last slide says it's not the end, it's just the beginning of your new journey. So I hope I was able to help you make you understand all these concepts, even though everybody was very thorough and you have given so much points to all these topics which we have discussed. You all are very thorough. I just brushed up or help you to brush your skills what you have, trying to help from my side. So any questions, any doubts you have so far?
Yeah, when we join, I expect my colleagues will be the youngsters. Then how can
So
I
when,
deal with them?
sorry, Afrin, when you join, you expect?
All my team members will be youngsters, teenagers. There is a lot of age difference, I think.
Okay, so not understanding very clearly, but I would say what I understood.
Yeah.
So when I join, yeah, are you there?
Yeah, Rupanjali, I am there. I got the question from Afrin
Okay.
actually. He's speaking about the intergenerational relationship, Rupanjali. For example, we have Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, right? So I think like the question from Afrin is how do we deal with those who are youngsters apart from our age? Like for example, I am in the age of 35 and I am working with folks who are just 22 to 23. That's the question, right, Afrin?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't feel though any generation bound. I've been speaking with you and I've been speaking with 50 plus also. So, so to answer your question, how can you fill that gap, right? So start connecting with the person and try to find out what all things interest that particular person. Okay, it can be on a professional side or on a personal side. In that way you can start the connections and slowly that start building frequencies. Those frequencies can be a small talk over coffee or casual talk anytime when you're going outside, saying hi, hello, how are you. So all these small talks can also help you to bridge that intergenerational gap which you feel. And what else? I think those all, yeah. So whatever you give, the same reflects to you. So I don't feel there is a generation gap for that. So if I give respect to a 2 years kid, to a 60 years old person, the same is thing I'm going to get back, right? I'm not going to get something else apart from that. So it's only that reflect what we are giving it. So yeah, this was my answer. Do you have any other views, Hari?
Yeah, definitely, Rupanjali. Just to add whatever Rupanjali explained just now, but definitely like as we go in the career ladder or whenever we have some kind of gap with respect to our career, we do experience these kind of scenarios. So as Rupanjali said, just try to understand the other's perspective. Definitely, I feel on a personal front that there will be differences. Like for example, I am there in the IT industry since last 20 years, and someone like who joins recently as a campus grad, there will be difference with respect to opinions, the work style and the communication style and everything. But the only thing that we need to think about is like how do we establish a relationship, working relationship with them, and we try to understand closely about them, and at the same time spend some time in building that relationship and try to foster that and utilize that relationship to have a proper healthy communication. And I think like at least in my experience it proved to be beneficial to me. So the first thing is like try to understand what are the different areas of interest, or what are they really trying to do as part of their current job or current project, and provide them ample time to settle down, and at the same time provide your perspective and then the goals or objectives of the particular project or the job, and then bring in a common line so that it can be used for the fruitful delivery of the respective objectives.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you, Hari. Any other question, guys?
I just wanted to ask, like how to control the anxiety levels, even if we are going for the second or third interview. I mean, it's natural to get anxiety, anxious. So how to control that anxiety levels?
Yeah, can I take it up, Rupanjali?
Sure, Hari. Yeah.
The first thing is like, why do we become anxious? It's very much simple. If you are not confident, then only like you will become anxious. So why you will not be confident? So we just need to try to understand the root cause about it. Mostly like we'll not
Sometimes it could be a communication issue, or maybe like from the background we are coming. So that could be a reason for the lack of confidence, we can say, fear of public speaking, that
Correct.
right?
Okay. Yeah, that's where like I requested Rupanjali in the very beginning to give me 5 minutes so that I can cover a couple of topics from my perspective. I just wanted to add my 2 cents, which I feel like it will be beneficial for this audience. As you rightly said, I think it's Vandana I was speaking to. Yeah. So yeah. So Vandana, like it's for everyone actually. As I said, see, we will not be confident if we are not prepared for any particular situation. Like let's say, for example, today we have to host the session on communication skills. So the first part is like there are a lot of logistics that need to be taken care. I'm just correlating it actually for you to help you understand. It's not that I'm boasting, but just to understand and make the things clear, I'm just taking this scenario. So the first thing is like we need to work with the central team, get the meetup created, ensure that the background Zoom link is integrated, the trainer is prepared, and we have the backup in place in case, for example, if the primary runs into some issues, we have the content ready, everything. So everything needs to be checked thoroughly prior to the actual delivery of the content. So even like when you want to talk, you need to spend some time, sit alone, and try to understand a couple of things. First thing is, as Rupanjali already covered, who is the audience? Is there someone who is just 5 years old or someone who is 50 years old? And what would be the knowledge level of that particular audience with whom you are going to interact? So if it is a 5 years old, your neighbor, the way you behave will be different. But if someone who is a senior and who is in the industry since last 20 to 30 years, you need to respect their time, you need to respect their knowledge and make better utilization of their time. So based on that, you will be able to frame up certain things. You will be able to prioritize certain things. And the next thing is, once you identify the audience, once you finalize like what exactly has to be spoken to the other person, prepare about it. And if you want some kind of aids, for example, like here I'm referring to this communication skills PPT. So this is one of the props that Rupanjali is using for gathering the attention of the audience. Using similarly, if there are certain things which you need help when you are speaking to the other person, get them available and then practice it prior to the actual delivery. So that when you do it actually, you will not have that fear. Maybe like for the first 30 seconds or 1 minute, you will be a little bit anxious. But the moment like you are comfortable and you started conveying your ideas, thoughts, definitely like you will become comfortable and you will be able to excel on it. So at the end of the day, it's all about practice. For example, we have this right. An ounce of practice is much more better compared to like tons of theory. Maybe like this 1.5 hour session with respect to communication skills, it might be too short because like it's such a vast subject. If it is like if we have mastered it, I don't think like in this world we have all these different kinds of conflicts, wars, and everything. So choose the audience, who are they, prioritize what you are going to speak, prepare, and then try to deliver. And then we need to be a little bit spontaneous based on the conversation. You may need to tune certain things, and that is going to come along with practice. May not be you may not be getting it in the very beginning, but you once you start practicing it, definitely you will be able to master it. So with respect to that, there is one platform actually, which is known as Toastmasters International. And in fact, like I'm glad to share that I was part of this particular platform for almost 4 years. This Toastmasters International is a worldwide not-for-profit organization. Again, it is very much similar to the Women Who Code chapter that we are currently associated with. And the primary objective of this particular initiative or this Toastmasters International is to enhance the leadership skills and as well as the communication skills. So generally what they do is like they don't teach, they make you practice. Every week they will have something known as clubs actually. For example, in Women Who Code, we have chapters, right? Similarly, in Toastmasters, we'll have a club. So club is nothing but it is a collection of members. And these members, they will have a working committee known as executive committee, which is responsible for ensuring that the meetings are happening, the members are getting benefited out of these meetings. So it's a wonderful platform using which a member can enhance their communication skills as well as their leadership skills. So whatever we have discussed just now, either it could be the time management, or it could be the planning, mentoring, inspiring the audience, all these skills, they are taught in practice. As such, like it is not a theory-oriented program, purely a practical-oriented program. So I request all the participants, just look out for other channels. If you are associated with one or the other platform, definitely it is going to provide you some kind of opportunity to come forward and present your thoughts and suggestions and ideas. So just check out for the Toastmasters chapters if there are any. There will be like primarily community-oriented clubs and as well as corporate clubs. You just look around, you will be able to find out some of the clubs spread around you and try to utilize those platforms. Does that answers your question, Vandana? And Rupanjali and
Yes,
others,
sir.
do you have anything else which you would like to add? I have a couple of things. I will take it for this.
No hurry. We are good. So we can add, I mean, you can add whatever you want to add, and then maybe we can wind up.
Definitely. Yeah, but the one important aspect is like, see, like, I know like Rupanjali spent a lot of time, but I definitely felt like a couple of things, definitely like we need to focus, we need to be very much attentive about them. First one is be empathetic. As Rupanjali said, like give respect to others and have that trust and then have that relationship with them. I think like definitely like being empathetic is something which is very much required. For example, uh, the other person with whom I would like to speak or I would like to talk, if he is not comfortable or if he is running into some issues, the moment we just simply go ahead and start our conversation, it may not yield us the results that we are anticipating. So just try to understand like the other person's availability and what are their comfort levels on speaking up at that point of time, and whether they are really prepared on that particular topic or not. And accordingly, try to speak to them, communicate to them. So mostly like 99.9%, definitely like everyone would like to give their best because in this world, no one really wants to have disrespect. Each one of us tries to have respect for us, and at the same time, we want to be having in a very good position and we wanted to make progress in our respective careers. But we cannot simply like underestimate the other person. We need to understand what could be the other person might be going on, and then we need to tweak ourselves and make an adjustment in order to the different aspects that I just said. Either it could be their availability or it could be their preparedness and everything. And quickly moving on, this one point actually like I took it from Saraswati. I really appreciate the way she communicated it. See, there is nothing harm in seeking help. Everyone got these 24 hours and we might be tied up with so many things. So in case, for example, if there are certain things which we are unable to deliver, I am unable to deliver, the best thing I will do is like seek out the other person who is capable of doing that and then convey that you are unable to deliver this at this point of time and just let them know that at this point of time you are a little bit occupied, so the other person definitely like they will be able to help you out and we will be able to deliver a very good result. So these are the two things which I thought like I will add, Rupanjali, apart from that whatever we have just covered. So any questions? I think like we are almost on the top of the hour. Any final questions, thoughts, suggestions? And as I rightly said, like 1.5 hour session for all these skills, it may not be sufficient, and it's a continuous journey. Maybe like we learn certain aspects today, and definitely as part of our experiences with other people, we need to keep on learning and upskilling ourselves, and we'll be in a much more better position compared to like what we were earlier.
Hari, I have a last question for
Please go
Rupanjali
ahead.
ma'am
No
from your
problem.
end. I just wanted to ask, like, how to tell about your weaknesses if, like, after returning back from break. So, how do you need to express your weaknesses if somebody asks you in an interview how to tell the weaknesses? Because strengths you can tell it, but when you look for your weaknesses part, so you look for the words. I mean.
Yeah. basically like this is one of the interview question actually, like whenever we go for an interview, or these are the certain kind of questions that we face, like tell me about yourself, tell me about your strengths, where do you want to be after 5 years or after your 10 years in your career ladder, and what are your weakness. So I did some kind of research around it, and apart from that, like based on my personal experience, when they say like what are your weakness, it's not that like they are really trying to understand something which using which like they will make you break. What I feel is like this kind of question, I think like they are coming up just to understand like how do you present what you feel is a weakness. It may be a weakness for you, but it may not be a weakness for the other person. So how do you really wanted to put it forward and communicate it to the other person? In general, how do I deal with that is like I present something which I call it out as a strength. Like for example, I say like I would like to work with people. I like to be associated with platforms, and I am very much passionate in learning platforms, and I spend most of my time in learning. And when I say like when they ask like okay, what is your weakness? I just simply make out it like sometimes like out of my passion I learn too much out of my context, which is not really required. So this could be also one of my weakness, which I feel. So this is again your personal opinion. It could not be an accurate one, but they just wanted to understand your perspective, whether you are really aware of about yourself or not. And maybe like I will open it for others to pitch in either Rupanjali and the rest of the audience. Rupanjali, you there?
No hurry, you have covered it pretty well on the weakness side. That's the way we can present ourselves.
Okay, we are on top of the hour. Any last question?
I have a question, Hari.
Yes, Swati.
Yes, if interviewer asks us, do you have
Mhm.
any real project knowledge in Python or any
Hmm.
programming language? So how to
Hmm.
answer that question? Even though I have learned technical languages means it's around 20 years. I have learned
Hmm.
Java. I did some projects, but right now
Hmm.
I don't have anything to share. So how
Hmm.
to tell them that I don't have real actual corporate projects experience, but I am eager to learn that and take that
Hmm.
challenge. So how to tell them that we can do that?
Okay. Sure, Swati. So if I were in your shoes, I would have taken this question like this, Swati. For example, what I will give is like I will give a context to them. Like when I started my career, I started with Java GT, but on the fly itself, I learned business objects based on the business demand. So definitely, like right now, Python might be in demand, but looking forward, like in next 5 years or 10 years, some other technology may come up. Does that mean that I am not competent enough to learn and implement that? No, I am adaptable, and I am always having that keenness to learn new things. And apart from that, I have that proven experience wherein like I worked on certain tools and technologies and delivered some of the accomplishments for my previous projects. And as you said, like I think Python and Java, they are very much closely oriented or closely related. One of them is just the object-oriented programming language, and the other one is like more or less the same one actually. So what we need to convey here is like I will just speak about whatever I had accomplished, what I learned as part of my job, and then I will say yes, definitely I might be new to this, but I started learning on it, and I did so and so projects, which are like very much aligned to the delivery. And if provided an opportunity, then only I will be able to. I am very much confident that anyone who is looking out for a right talent, they will be able to offer you the opportunity. In case like, for example, if it is a senior position where they are really looking out for someone who have complete hands-on experience from end to end, it may not be possible. But looking into the current recruitment strategy or with respect to my experience, I feel like those kind of roles are very few. But definitely they need a mixture of everyone. Those who are already having hands-on, those who are very much new to the technology, and those who have some kind of experience of previous experience of some other tools or technology. So definitely, like if you are able to like convey your thoughts and make them understand that, you are competent on something and you are having that keenness, enthusiasm to learn new things and implement new things, definitely the other person will be able to appreciate that and provide you an opportunity.
Thank you so much. These all words are, making us more confident. Thank
Definitely,
you so much.
definitely, Swati.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the whole intent or the objective of this particular chapter or the
Yes.
platform itself.
Thank you.
Okay, I know like this is the last session, but there is no end. Our conversations are open. We are open. Sometimes we might be tied up with certain things, but we will definitely come back to you as appropriate within next time period, within next 1 day or so. So please do keep us posted with respect to your happenings. And we also requested you to come up with your mentoring requirements so that we can map you appropriate mentors. So do reach out to me and Rupanjali or Mary and as well as Afrin with your mentoring requirements on technical front or even like the other domains or other aspects also. We will try to help you the possible way. Any final closing comments, Rupanjali?
So maybe like so if I mean, we are available on WhatsApp, but then if you're attending any kind of interview and you're going for that and need some kind of help, mentoring is there. And keep us informed how your interview went, because we are informed until you're going to the interview. But what happened in the interview, I mean, beyond that, we are not been informed. So kindly keep us posted. We will be more than happy. We will be, cherishing your journey along with you. We'll be sharing the news with others and, equally happy as you are. I'll tell you for sure. So just keep us posted. And if there is a negative news also, keep us posted. We'll give you some further mentoring options. We can refine you. You mean, what all questions were asked and where you failed, right? Where you failed to answer it. So we can help you to retune that question, refine that answer so that you can be more prepared to the next interview. So either way, just keep us informed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all from my side.
Okay, I think like we had a wonderful session today. It was very much interactive. Thank you all for being interactive, and I think definitely we'll be able to make out the difference, and you will be having the dream roles which you are aspiring for. I request all of you to complete the pending activities that we have requested. Either it could be a picture or it could be assessment. And finally, we have our last session for this particular batch on 8th of August at 11 a.m. It's going to be a retrospective and felicitation call where we'll do some kind of feedback collection from all the participants. And at the same time, we'll be recognizing all our volunteers who had spent their personal time in contributing for this particular noble cause. So once again, I request each one of you to provide that final feedback which we have already sent across in our WhatsApp group. With that, we are signing off for today. Thank you all. Thanks for all your support.
Thank you, Hari and Rupanjali. It was very useful. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Hari, Rupanjali, and everyone. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you all, and all the
Hari
best.
and
And
Rupanjali.
don't let the spirit go down. Keep trying.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you all. Have a good day. Bye bye.